So you are considered one of the best at what you do in the heavy metal genre, one of the best drummers. Who out there is up and coming? What young drummers do you see out there that impress you?
Oh God, why'd you have to ask me that?
That's what I do.
I mean, there're just so many great players. There really are. And I don't just listen to metal. I listen to all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I mean, you've really put me on a point here. I can't. To be quite honest with you, I couldn't name anyone off the top of my head. I'll get you this later.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there really are some great drummers out there.
Yeah.
Really good. I get a little disappointed with all the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Why is that?
But hey, if they're sort of having fun, the basic thing is music should be fun.
Yeah,
right.
I think it should be. If you're not enjoying it, don't bother doing it. So these guys are having fun going on YouTube. I mean, I've seen some of these guys and they play so fast. It's like, but how about playing for the song and grooving a bit?
Yeah, write a song.
Yeah, or groove.
Yeah,
and it's all very well, again, I think it's great that you can get, some young kid and he does a run through of someone else's track. But, that's amazing. I mean, particularly a lot of the like Japanese kids and everything. I mean, that's been like this for years. They're amazing at copying, shall we say.
Right.
Other people's tracks. But I sort of think, but you're playing someone else's drum part, write your own.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is the sort of, not knocking them as such, because I think it's amazing that these kids have learned to do this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, let's hear what you can do on your own, what you can come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they use that, if they use that as a building block, then that's fine. But yeah, just to mimic someone, with, constantly is counterproductive.
I mean, the one that was amazing, I remember, I mean, it's quite old now. In fact, I think he plays with Beyonce or something. It's this black drummer called Tony Royster Jr. There's a video of him on YouTube, and I think I can't remember whether he was 9, 10 or 11, something like this. And he said, and he walked on and he said, I'm dedicating this solo to Tony Williams, great jazz drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid just bangs it. It's brilliant.
Wow.
I mean, I recommend anyone to watch it. For a kid that age to play like that, I was like, whoa. And he's doing it all himself. That's his own interpretation of everything.
Wow. What's his name?
He's not copying anyone.
What's his name again?
Tony Royster Jr. He's a really big, well-known clinician now.
Okay.
And I think he plays with Beyonce or something like that. Or, no, he's phenomenal now. I mean, but, at that age, it was stunning. So you can imagine what he's like now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy that it sounds like the same kind of a story that you're telling. And I don't know the cat's name, but I think that I've seen him not live, but just on videos and big productions on television and such, that plays with Lady Gaga.
Right.
And he has a giant kit and he's playing like a metal drummer.
Right.
But, when he does like solo bits or she'll introduce him, and I feel bad, I don't know the kid's name, but he's unbelievable. He's super tight. Of course, he's playing pop music, R&B influenced pop music with Lady Gaga, but at the same time, he's just ripping the whole time, and he's got double kick and a lot of toms, and he's very tasty. And knows what he's doing and could probably play any style. And I would imagine is very creative, but I don't think he's a YouTuber, so he's got that going for him. So
yeah, no, that's great. And I mean, another great drummer, I think he's Austrian, is the drummer that plays with Depeche Mode. He's brilliant.
Wow.
You know who else is the guy that plays for Styx? That guy.
Todd Zuckerman.
Yeah, there you go.
He's great. He's stunning.
Yeah.
He is absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Someone brought him to my attention, and I watched some videos on YouTube, and I couldn't believe. I was like, "This guy plays with sticks! Wow!"
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah. There's some really great players out there.
You know what they say. You know what they say, Nigel. If your drummer sucks, your band sucks.
Well, we are the engine room,
Yes, yeah.
It's true. It's the truth, though. You know, everybody out front can be half-assing it, but if that drummer's the number one on top of their game, your band is probably pretty awesome. If your drummer is,
I think that's the pressure on a drummer when we're recording. We've got to put those baseboards down of every new song.
Yeah.
Because if that's right, then what goes on top's the icing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the icing, but you know what I mean. But there's got to be that building block underneath.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's terrible news. It's terrible news, but I'll pull the veil off. There's a lot of rock fans. I'll just be generic about it.
Okay.
That have no idea that the drummer has on their favorite record. It's high possibility that their favorite band on their favorite record used a drum machine.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yep.
I mean,
they leave that information off the record, but probably use because you
can
can't
generally tell. We can
for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Then I mean, yes, I know a few albums that have got that sort of thing on them. We shall say no more about that.
Of course,
but,
of course.
But again, as I say, the building block's got to be the drums,
Yes.
Which is why we sort of mess around when we're doing tracks. We mess around with tempos just to make sure it all sits. And I always play to a click track in the studio. Always. I mean, that's sort of been instilled in me since the Toya days.
Yeah, but
sessions, because back in the sort of early 80s, late 70s, I used to have to play with sequencers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing worse than drums being off with a sequencer. You've got to be dead on that sequencer, dead on it. No flamming beats, nothing.
Because it's a robot.
Yeah. And you've got to be dead on it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good. It's a great tool for a drummer to learn how to weave, how to find the pocket by playing slightly behind. You know that the click, not a sequencer, which is just basically a loop drum track.
Yeah.
But learning how to play just behind the click, and then for in the verses and such, and then in
pushing it for the chorus.
Yeah, and then in the chorus being slightly on top, so that waver the human ear can't really tell.
And then pull it back a little again.
To know how to do that. Yeah, to know how to do that, that goes back to that thing that we all agreed on, that if you can do that, if you're a drummer and you can do that, you'll always have a gig.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I'm sure we've mentioned him before, but I say that the great groove merchant for me is Phil Rudd.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not the guitar riff that gets you tapping your foot. As soon as Rudd comes in, you're off. You're tapping. Yeah. He's there. He's on it. Bang.
Yeah. The best and the best, over the top drummers in the world all come back to like Phil Rudd or even old Peter Criss, just the things that they were doing. And even, of course, Ringo.
And Charlie Watts.
I was going to say Charlie Watts, actually,
Where they are sitting in the song is vital. And probably 90% of the records before the 80s, probably, there's no click track.
No.
You just have to be great.
Yeah.
You have to be good.
There was a time you had to be talented.
You just had to be good.
No, it was funny because, I never sort of really appreciated Charlie Watts when I was younger, starting out.
Simon Kirk. What about Simon?
More into the Keith Moon stuff, just going bloody mad. And then it sort of went on from there, sort of thing. Is
it Simon Kirk that played for Free?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Groove.
Yeah. You see, I wasn't into him either. I was into more flashy drummers.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. But
I wanted the flash, but I've really come to appreciate, I mean, having read not his autobiography, but I read a biography on Keith Richards, and it's not the book he wrote, but it was a book someone else wrote. And during the course of it, it comes up to each album they do, blah, 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 and blah, 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 then the next album. And it was like I was sort of reading into this, which albums Keith really liked. So I went and bought them, some of the later ones, Bridges to Babylon and stuff like that. I mean, it's just great. I mean, Charlie's just in the pocket, bang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And actually, Keith Richards said, without Charlie, the Stones wouldn't have been what they were.